This is a tournament game happened in the 2015 Cotsen Open, and I was 5-down at the time. I'm still 5-down, actually. Well, I was up against Burrall, 7-down amateur, who is, I think he's at least like strong 6-down, if not 7-down. He is going to compete in the pro qualifiers this year, which I think starts tomorrow. So if you check out AGA's official YouTube channel, there'll be a lot of streams up there. So I hope it'll be an enjoyable tournament. Alright, what's up, Heavy X Adams? How's it going? Slurp me up, thank you for following so much. By the way, this is the first time you're watching my stream. Please feel free to follow my Twitch channel and subscribe to my YouTube, because that's where I post most of my videos. Anyways, enough for the shameless plugs. So in this game, he was black, as you could probably tell from the player boxes over there. So in this game, he started with an unorthodox opening, which is quite interesting because it actually looks like the orthodox a lot. Pun intended. So what I mean is he can just basically, revert back to the orthodox opening. So we all know this one pretty well. This is my favorite Joseki, actually. Or not Joseki, rather, but Fuseki pattern, I should say. So something like that. But with the 3-5, you always want to be careful because there's so many more variations to it. And for example, White can approach this corner in different ways. You can play the 3-3, which is kind of a fighting pattern. And actually, this was part of the Lee Sedol versus Choi Choo-hun game a few years ago. It was an epic battle. But yeah, sometimes people like the fighting pattern over here. I feel like I've seen this a lot, the 3-4 invasion. So it kind of is like, White takes the court and Black approaches. If you do a Tawari, which is basically like move order manipulation, it's something like that. Something like that. So Black takes the outside. Assume this happens, and just gets away in Sente. Also, White can approach this way. It's kind of saying like, okay, you want to share this corner with me? If you don't, I can jump to the side. So that's also pretty good. So however, what I did in the game was I just took the corner, and so Black didn't play the orthodox as expected. For a moment, I thought he was going to approach here, or at least make an enclosure, because this one is much bigger than the enclosure over here at C16. Chrono Kirby, how are you doing? How's it going, everyone? 28 viewers we have already. I hope everyone's enjoying their day. And so he played this one. Instead of approaching C17, C16, C15, chose to be stubborn and went for the side approach here at the 4-5 point. So now this what this gives me is if he pincers over here, I can probably just tell him pretty easily. In the game, he played this, which gives him a nice corner, but I can also get a pretty comfortable extension on the side, so that's also very good for me. Well, it's definitely acceptable for Black. So he extended over here, trying to put some pressure on my 3-stone group. Yeah, for those of you joining, this is me reviewing my best game in 2018. 2018? What? Wait, yeah, 2018 is where when my match against Ryo is. So, by the way, you guys should look forward to that because we already scheduled a game on like August the 23rd or something, 2018, like 2 years from now. Anyways, why not go for a right approach? Here? The person on the right side. Yeah, well, first of all, this, it can be pincered, as Happy X Adams has pointed out. Black can come over and pincer this. Also, you can just kind of, oh, wait, oops. Shit. I misclicked. You can also just, defend the corner, so you end up having to deal with this weak stone at g17. If you don't, then this pincer now is really severe. And then if you extend on the side, then that's kind of gote. And Black can start, taking sente points, blah blah blah, and his corner is still safe. Alright, so he played here. So I mean, a natural move after this will be to jump out, right? But the problem is if I jump out, he can defend the corner, which is really big. Because if you consider like this area, then all of that is cash. So it's gonna be a really efficient structure for Black. And I certainly don't want that to happen. Which is why I play the 3-3 invasion. So now, we played this Joseki. You might wonder, why doesn't Black play Hane over here? Because even, and the reason for that is, even though this is Joseki, you kind of have to finish in gote, as White takes the corner in sente. So it's kind of bad. You want to, also this, like, even after this Joseki, White can still jump out without, having to feel too bad. Now that he's stolen Black's corner. So he played this Joseki. And so I attach there first. He has to Hane. I have to connect over here. He has to connect now. If he does not connect, let's say if he Tanukis, then we have this going on. So that's always going to be a problem. So can't let those stones die. If he connects here, I can certainly pincer there. So it's going to be nice for me. Therefore, he has to connect over here in order to stay connected. Well, that sounds like a repetitive use of words. Anyways, I lived in the corner, and he had to fix the outside. So this is kind of how the corner sequence went. But I want to slow down a little bit and talk about why I played the attachment first, because this might seem like a little bit complicated. Yeah, what if like D2 instead of C6? Wait, in the previous variation. Which one was that? The C6 is over here. So I wasn't quite sure what but as oh, E3. When it Black D2? Like that one? Oh, E3 then E2, yeah. When if Black plays that, when if that. So now you wait. So now what? Like cut here. So this one. Actually, I should block there. So that's gonna be a branch. Yes, F2. So okay, F2 and E4, and oh, that one. I got you. Yep. So that as one was mentioned, yeah, white can take the B5 stone. If you resist now, it actually doesn't quite work because black only has 2 liberties. Alright, this takes a while. So, but yeah, that was a good question. So notice how because like the C9 stone was like far from the cut point, it actually doesn't help as I'm getting confused here. Yeah, but I think was that one what you were talking about, the not the YOLO one. But yeah, but anyways, the conclusion here should be that white should be able to live in a corner, and now I want to talk about this a little bit. So why doesn't white Hane at B2 first? It seems normal, right? Doesn't seem much different, and the reason is black can, instead of connecting here, extend down. So the outside is actually really strong, and if you try to like live like normal, black can get the monkey jump. So that's pretty painful. And it's actually not that easy to capture any black stones on the outside at all. Yes, so yeah, a move by that's why black fixed the weakness. Remove that agi. Exactly. Alright, so this order actually matters, right? Because if you didn't have the how do I label this? If you didn't have the exchange at B2 and B4, there would be another cut point. So if we remove this, how do I remove this? And how do I remove that? So if we do this right now, there will be another cut point, which means that white can Atari and come over here, kill this down. But with this, you know, exchange already made, it's not gonna happen because that cut point is gone, right? But yeah, the point here is one needs to play this Joseki in the right order in order to make live. Now black has to fix this because if he tanukis, in the future, white has the clamping at e6, which is a very powerful move, actually. Now, if black connects there, white can actually jump down. If you try to do much damage, it actually helps white, because now your stone at c9 is hurt. And then you can also consider connecting from this side, which is slightly better, but there's still a cut point. And because the ladder doesn't work, this is kind of a dangerous situation for both players, really, but should be an agi for white at the very least. So, he tanuki'd over here, but you might be curious, why did I play the E11 move? So this corner is already settled, right? But G2. Black 1 right now. Is it that one? What does this do? Points? It's not gonna kill, right? I was actually wondering about that. Like, should I just play here? Cause I felt pretty shady about this. But what happens if you just play there? Is anything gonna happen? Oh, I suppose that's nice. So yeah, points difference. I think. F1 is the correct move. I see. All right. Cheap Kill says, I guess reduce, but doesn't mean much. Yeah. So well, I want to go back to here. So the reason I played this move was, let's say I have a Tanuki, right? Black has a really powerful way to kind of attack those 3 stones over here, which is the shoulder hit at D12. So this for against this move, White can actually get a really bad shape here. So let's say if he crawls in the 3rd line, this would be pretty terrible for him. We've already ruled out the option that you know, White chooses to fight. It's not gonna really happen because there are just so many cut points here. Or I think that one will also work. So, anyways, White should be torn into like down to 2 parts. White has to keep his groups together, but Black is all outside. And if White gets really ugly shape now, Black can be happy with those 3 stones on over here. And oh, oops. And actually, White is not even alive if you consider this. Like, there's still the cut. There's still the jump in at A. Sometimes I mix up Go terminology because it's not my first language. But hi JOPR, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? There are probably possibly a lot of new followers today. But yeah, if you're new to my channel, please follow because I do this every Friday. And together we have some fun every single week. Alright. And the problem for White is if he chooses to resist, this is probably the best like resistant move he can make, but because of this Atari, White will fall apart once again. So, and if White hunts, Black is just hunting over there. In order to prevent that from happening, he must Atari, but once again, his shape is miserable. So, because of this move, I decided to jump out. And you don't really want to leave, like, a weak group against, like, a 7-on or 6-on. Or, like, anyone that's who's stronger than you, because early on in the game, you don't want, like, any weak targets, right? And if you do that, you're probably end up gonna... You're probably gonna end up being the one on the passive side. So now he approached here. There are multiple ways White can answer this, but I think in the game I preferred pincer. White can also play this, but the problem is if White just let Black take the side. Number 1, this is a wider side. this part over here compared to that. Second, there's a really strong follow-up by black in the future. Like for example, if Tanuki, then black can play this, which is a pretty big move. And M3 on the side is almost like half Sente. Nah, that version didn't actually happen. Thank God. So, well, actually here, white might be fine. But he needs to do something. But does anyone know this basic shape over here? So if white doesn't respond, right? Let's see if white doesn't respond. Then black can come in here and attack. And this is a pretty famous example of kind of a local battle situation. If you hone over here, black can get the peep at Q2. So if you connect right now, black can basically just steal your base. So let's go back here. White actually has a way to resist, which is the kick at P2. So if black cuts at R2, this is kind of a Tsuji. So if you hane at T2 now, then realize how this is impossible for black. He can't get either of those points. So let me go back here. Therefore, black has to look for a way out. But once again, there's another problem. He has 2 points to that require attention. Because if white hanes at S5 or cuts at P3, black would die. Either of those groups. So I want to mention this. The correct way to refute is to first push at P5, and white comes out, and then you squeeze at R5. Now, you might notice that this requires a favorable ladder, which is true, and in this case, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the ladder just works. I feel like it just works, because it's on a boundary. But so if it works, that means white. It's basically game over for white. He can't get this one either, because black can just kind of defend both groups. But the importance here is you have to get this exchange first. If you play this directly, then white can bend, and once again, black will be in trouble. But I just wanted to point out there's this small gem over here that probably some of you want to know. Alright, anyways, let's go back. But in the game, I picked the pincer. Well, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, for those of you in the... Wait, is anyone else in here? Because this is a private. So, white pincered here. And in order to kind of counter this pincer, black can counter pincer. So this is actually one of my favorite Josekis over here. White can kick. Black gets the extension. So what this does is, actually I was reading this game in real life yesterday, and someone made a good point. So what if white just plays a P5? And if the answer to that is black can just play a 3-3 and be comfortable with either extension. Because this is pretty painful for white. And the same other way. However, if you play the kick that prevents black from getting the corner easily. So now you have to basically plow your way through this Joseki, which is my favorite Joseki. Anyone who follows my stream probably has seen this like 20 times. But in the game, he played a different one. So this Hane is actually a Tsuji. It's really good timing. It basically means that if I have to block here, which I did, because it's obviously very big, black can now Atari. So if I connect here, he can actually cut me apart, and that's not what I want, because he can be pretty okay with this fighting sequence. So I connected, which allowed him to initiate the ko. But the nice thing about this ko for him is he has some local ko threats. So that's like, those are free moves, right? You can just take, you can play this, force me to live in the corner, and take it back. Then I had to find some ko threats over there. I figured those might be big as well, because if he just takes this ko, I can take the corner, which is also very big. And also, this is not a clean capture for black. White can still escape, so it's not that easy. So he blocked. Still, black has a lot of ko threats, so when I cut there, I wasn't expecting him to actually just take the ko. I thought he would at least have like carried on here or somewhere. So that's like another ko threat. There could be one more after that, but black should be fine. In the game, though, he just allowed me to take the corner, which I very delightfully accepted. Now he has a weak group. So if you look at this group over here, actually doesn't have 2 eyes yet. So it could be under attack in the future. And plus, this is a lot of points. Over here, this is nice. Wait, actually, those are 2 eyes. Whatever, my drawing's fucked up. So I got that one. Now he wants to attack me. Yeah, how the tables have turned. That's right. So I actually felt pretty good at this point. Still, it's not easy because he's a 7 done, and I don't want to get wrecked here. And so here he comes. The cap from above at P9. So this move actually does 2 things. It aims at number 1. This group over. Get the blue one. Number 1 is Lonely Stone over here. Number 2, the larger white group. But what I did here was very nice, in my opinion. I jumped. First of all, so I totally expected him to cut. That was kind of the ideal picture over there. So white can do a pretty nice cap from above at N4. And this move also does another thing. It aims at the possible connection at Q8, right? Because if white's all connected, then what's black doing here at P9? Yeah, H1 codes are kind of just made sure that I was going to like live unconditionally and probably a lot of points. So here he continued to cap. Which is not a bad move, but I think it gave me some leeway. So if I connect over here, obviously I'm going to be cut apart. That's not funny at all. What I did here was I capped over here first. So I was aiming at the stones at 03 and 04. So it's always going to be difficult to catch up if you lose those 2 stones, and hence a lot of points. And yes, because of that H1 cultivar, now H3 could be a thing if the ladder is good for me. Obviously, it's still not big, but it could be a decent endgame-ish move. So he wanted to make sure that he has a way to connect from the back door. So here, if he plays let's go back one move. If you play here now, I can possibly block him. Now, obviously, I'm talking about like a situation, like for example, maybe there are more stones around. Let's just say that I have this, right? So if he comes here, I can actually cut him apart, which is pretty sweet. But now he has this move. It doesn't work anymore because if I continue to capture him, then he can connect. So when I try to split, that doesn't work. Alright. Now, I played another good move here, which was M7. So this move does 3 things. First of all, it creates some eye space for my group, or at least some like pseudo eye space. It moves towards the center, and that's the first goal. The second goal was it defended against the cut point over here. So the black wants to cut now, that actually won't work for him. And the third goal of that is if, let's say, you like come over here in this new key, I can connect those very nicely. Now that M7 has allowed the capture of the 07 stuff. So actually I was feeling really good at this point. He had to prevent me from doing 1 thing or 2 things, so which is why he blocked. It creates it makes my structure slightly more weak here, or weaker is the superlative. Now I could come over here and get some points in the corner, which is decent. If he just defends this, then that means first of all, R13 and S11 are a Sente exchange for white, and obviously he's not going to do that. But if he wants to get Sente, then that looks really good for me in the corner. So over here, I play that. Now he really wants to kill me. So the first thing I made sure was that all my groups should be connected. That was Sente. So white plays over here. Now black is the Sente exchange. It's kind of necessary at this point because if black fails to capture the R9 stone, he doesn't really gain a whole lot from this situation. Now he continues to extend, but as you can see, I'm already out in the open, so I am not that worried. I can continue to get an extension here. I think at this point, maybe he should defend here or somewhere. It's not the greatest chunk of territory you can ever get. In fact, it's quite small, and more like 10 points, which is pretty rough. But at least I think he should defend somewhere. Now he played here, which so this move aims at let's see if it's new key. So the latter works. This cut could be a thing, or possibly this one actually. That makes more sense. He can jump out and attack me. But I got to Synagogue. How's it going? How are you? I'm a little bit tired. Was pretty sick yesterday. But I'm still recovering. Alright, so what happens now? So in the game I played this move, which was really nice because L3 it threatens a lot of things. If you just simply connect over there, I can peep. So this Hane is now a problem, right? And if you can't rescue those 4 stones, it's basically game over. So therefore black has to defend against this. Like for example at J3 in the game. But then again, this creates another kind of dilemma for him. Is when white rescues the stone at Q2 and also makes some eye shape in the corner. Notice it's hard for black to connect those 3 stones. Don't know why I did ABC. ABC, easy like 1, 2, 3. Hey, do re mi. ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby. I love Jackson 5. So here's already kind of difficult for. I don't think my chat box is updating. Yeah, it takes a while because I had to move my own webcam, like below the player boxes so that doesn't block. But yeah, so that was what it was. So if you just attach it here, right, I can easily Hane. Yeah, I had to kind of sacrifice that for the what's above my webcam because that's what usually the times are. So if I Hane here, he connects, I connect, he Hanes on the first line, then I can actually get a pretty decent Hane, which aims at both the Atari at J2 and the Hane at J6. Does that make sense? So, if he plays this way, he's definitely gonna fall under white's attack. Which is why he played this first line move kind of at the Suji, because if you look at how this works, then he can connect everything without having to worry about, this going on, because it's not Sente. But still, it means that his bottom area, now here, this area here, ouch, no points. So this area actually doesn't have any points because all the stones are connected on the first line. Alright, there we go. So, well, I can Hane over here. So that's another free move. And now I can come back and defend because I've already got a lot of points reduced on the bottom side. I can come back and answer this. So it's similar to the idea of the E11 stone, like when I jumped out after having taken this corner. So it really is about your flow strategy. So first of all, you want to reduce your opponent, make sure that it's harmless and good for you, and then you defend. So to make sure that you're doing okay. Now here, I think he realizes that with the target, he has a weak ruler here. It's probably going to be really difficult for him because he has no points over here. He has maybe a few on the right side, but White has a huge top right corner that needs attention, and also the left side. That's a decent bit of territory. So he needs to invade this, or if he lets White get all this area, then that'll be game over. With the Komi too, it helps. Ha! It's 7.5. So, or 6.5. I could be wrong. It's AJ rule, so I guess it kind of, there's a slight difference. Black wanted to invade here, but he also needed to invade big. So like when I just defended the corner, if he just comes back and settles at 017, then first of all that's kind of gote. Second, I can just, even if I respond, I can get a pretty nice block at R18 and Black wouldn't have taken much. So I needed to go in there, but it gave me a chance to attack because it doesn't work. This attachment at 8 doesn't work for Black. Right, for example, if he tries to do it, then White can actually block. You might think this is how it works, but in fact it doesn't. Yeah, making someone play the first line really is delightful. But painful for the opponent. So, I decided to attack over here. Now, White can make some territory while attacking this group because Black is also low in the second line over there. So, oops. So, first of all, I can make some reinforcements. Just to make sure that I am strong enough to attack. So to force him to live small in the corner with a few points. And now I can come over here and start reducing his eye shape. And he can't really give up those stones like easily because if it goes into Ko, then first of all, it'll be really bad for Black if he loses the Ko. And that's the first reason. And the second reason is this is sort of a half picnic Ko for White. I would say like he'll lose something if if Black takes the Ko, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage for him because he can get like 2 moves elsewhere. For example, like the Ko factory on the bottom side, K2, L2. White can play a lot of things. So this forced him to connect. And the shape for him was terrible because after all this gote exchange, I became stronger, and now he only has 1 eye. And now I can come over here and attack him, which is great. Because so at this point, what I was thinking was, I'm in a strong position. I can just kind of make sure that he's dead, right, and then win the game. But I think here he could have just played that and tried escaping that way. But I think he's also aware of the fact that this might give White a whole lot of territory, or like a million at least. So if this happens, then White will still win on points. And plus, does that even work? Because like, don't we have that? I think the second reason is more prevalent. So, Black decided to fight. Now, this creates some agi, the C13 move. And alright, I missed some of the chats, right? N18 as black. Oh, B18? Like, right here? Yeah, that's a small reduction. Which is why I didn't play it, but... And responding to Pay16 earlier, yeah, I think that could work, yeah. That's probably pretty nice. So, let's go back over here. So I wanted to kill him. He tried to make complications, and my only job was to make sure that I survive a 7-down level fight back, which is what proceeded. So now, I don't want him to connect underneath. I don't want him to kill any of my groups. I don't want him to get any, like, influence on the outside so that he can possibly kill my group here if he gets really strong. But because he's 7-down, it kind of happened. So he extends. That is Sente, I have to block. That is Sente, I have to connect. That is Sente, I have to empty triangle. That is Sente, I have to extend. That is also Sente. So, at this point, he got some stones over here, which made me really strong. So now, if you look at this white group over here, there's no. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult for him to live, but he just needs to be careful, right? For example, you could be carried away and say, hey, you know what? Like, let me just extend, but like, in this case, white doesn't have. White doesn't have a lot of eye space, so just need to be cautious. Maybe you can get like one eye there, but it's not a certainty. Which is why I played the move at K9 to increase some eye shape. So he got Hane. And now he can try to kill me. So I didn't realize how dangerous this move, the attachment at H8 could be, because you know, when he Hane, I was like, oh, maybe this could be risky, right? He can probably just like take away my eyes that way. I was also afraid of moves like those that take away eye space. So if he gets this, then I don't really have any eyes. So I try to live here. Now, I have some. So this is when the first line stuff came into play. I played really well here under the circumstances because. I was down to the last, I think the second last Biomi period. It was like 30 seconds each, so it was really difficult to make a decision here. It's easier now that we're just talking about the game casually on the stream, but at the time it was a tournament. It was really intense. So it was really difficult. It's obviously hard to recreate that environment here, but. He tried getting rid of my eyes, but fortunately, because of this squeeze over here, he got a 9 Sente, and that's pretty great because, he can probably take this. I can still make a connected eye and get away with an eye. Same with here. But if he doesn't respond over here, I can, for example, if he tries to do that, I can get 2S for sure. So I lived, and that was pretty much the game, because he was trying to make some magic here, but I was certain that as long as I'm okay there shouldn't be a problem. And that was when he resigned. So, I mean, if we look at this game, first of all, I think I deal with the bottom group really well, and I kill his dragon. That's that's pretty great. And second of all, he was like 2 ranks above me, so it felt really unbelievable, like how I performed under pressure here. And after this game in the tournament, I was pretty much gonna go like positive because I was like finished 3-1. I could have won the last game, even though, well, not really because my opponent was a lot stronger than I was, but it really just it really was very significant to me, and I just wanted to take this chance to kind of review this game for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed.